guys, and welcome to Perocommapodcast.
All right, what we doing?
So Colette brought it to our attention because she's pretty effing amazing that we never did an introduction video. So you guys, well, some of y'all know who we are. Some of y'all might not. Okay, let me stop. So we're going to introduce ourselves. Colette, go ahead.
Hi, guys. I'm Colette. And I do this podcast here with my darling friend here. And her name is?
Liz. Elizabeth. If your name is Rio, it's Elizabeth. Everybody else can call me Liz. So we're just going to talk about a few things. Like, for instance, Colette, what is the book that made you fall in love with reading?
So I thought hard about this. I don't remember the book that made me fall in love with reading, because I've always remembered reading. So the first one that stood out to me, I tried to look it up on Amazon to see if I could find it, was this kid novel, kid book that my mom used to read to me when I was a kid about ducks called Mr. Mallard and his family. I couldn't find it. So I'm so sorry, guys. I can't attach a picture. But the next one that I remembered that stood out to me was Good Night, Mr. Moon, which I actually have a copy of. I know I'm an adult. It's nostalgic. I love it. I have it. What about you?
Okay, so the book that made me, I remember it because I bought the girls the set, not that they ever got into it the way I did, but it's a kid book. Mm-hmm. And it's the Wayside Stories of West Side High. If anybody remembers that book from their childhood, please comment below. Please, don't leave me by myself. This book was, I was in elementary school, and it's basically it's a book. That one book is about a class that has this teacher that turns her students into apples, and each chapter is like one of the students' story within the class, and they're like always trying to get like rid of her. It's just, when you're in elementary school,
it was amazing.
You want to be turned into an apple, and there's always one teacher that you're like, ugh, at least it was for me. I'm not like that, sure. But yeah, so that made me fall in love with reading.
Aww. I feel like mine are just so childish now.
No, that is a childish book. Colette.
All right, so the next up on the list is our first adult book.
And this is going to say a lot about who we are. So
we're going to let Liz go first.
We are the way that we are. So
we're going to let Liz go first.
Drum roll, Colette, drum roll.
Okay.
Go. Oh, I'm going first?
Yeah, you're going first.
Okay. So my first adult book was The Shining. By Stephen King.
Why?
So growing up,
mm-hmm.
Hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm not at home. And I left all my stuff. So, growing up, that stuff wasn't really filtered for me. So, I remember a childhood memory with my mom. We used to watch Tales from the Crypt on the couch, and I was in elementary school. And have you ever heard of that show?
I used to watch it.
Yay! Okay, so I'm not the only one. So yeah, from a young age, I was very interested in that stuff. So yeah, The Shining. I was in third grade.
Butcher and Blackbird, it clicks. I understand.
Yeah, now you get it. I'm talking about, all that serial killer, true crime.
Wait, so did you ever read?
Bring it.
So did you ever read like the Goosebumps series and all of that when you were a kid?
Yeah. I'm talking about Scholastic Book Fair.
Yes. I used to go with my little $5.
Because everybody was
I used to
taking
go
it
with
out.
my little $5.
My little peanut butter filled hands, my little fingers, dirty ass fingers on some R.L. Stein books.
Yeah, man. Yeah. For me, my first adult novel was Danielle Steele. I shouldn't have been reading that lady. I shouldn't have been reading her.
Neither one of
her little.
were reading.
Yeah, she had me in a chokehold. I used to love her books. I didn't know what she was talking about. When I became older, I was like, lady, this is not things that I should be reading. But yeah, that's probably why I love the bleeding heart characters, now that I think about it. Yep. It's because of her. I get it now. And then, how old were you when you got that kids book? You were 11, you said?
I was in 3rd grade when I read The Shining. And I only remember that because I wanted to do my book report on it and I wasn't allowed. So
yeah, I was in the 5th grade. And here's the thing though. So when I was in 5th grade, we were moved to Jamaica. This is when I realized my parents was trying to get rid of me. And there were no books.
Oh, that's not true. So dramatic.
I'm sure they'll say that. But in my mind, they was trying to get rid of me.
So, you were the baby.
I know. So in the house, there was nothing except for the encyclopedias, which I read all of those, by the way. You remember the old encyclopedias where you had everything alphabetized and it had an A through Z? Yeah. Britannica, as a matter of fact. We had it. I read them all. And my mom had a bunch of Danielle Steele books, and I was just sitting there and read them. And I was in the 5th grade. I was 10. I don't know what the hell I'm reading, but I was reading it.
Did she know you were reading it?
I don't think so. I don't think I made it known that I was reading them. I would read it and then put it back and mark the page that I was on. Yeah.
No, my mom knew. It was her book. Like, my mom was also a reader. So it was her book. And I mean, she didn't stop me. And I honestly don't know how I slept at that age, but that just goes to show.
Yeah, you better than me, because I would have been in their room. We gonna be buddied up and coupled up all day, the 3 of us.
Yeah.
Let me see. Favorite reading spot as a kid. My favorite reading spot as a kid is the same reading spot. My favorite reading spot as an adult. In my bed, under the covers. It brings me joy.
I mean, yeah, my bed brings me joy. But growing up, the house that I grew up in had this tree in the front yard. And it just so I would climb it. And there was this one branch that was closer to the house. And it just split into a V. And I would always put a pillow there and then just read up there. I'll get a picture of the tree and we could post it. But it's funny. My husband, that's his favorite story to tell I've known her since she was little. And, always used to be up in the tree and her mom yelling at her. And it's like, I had a little brother. Like
a little brother was in the way. I had to find something.
I love her.
Yeah. And then your all-time favorite series and or standalone novel.
That was a hard one for me. And I don't even think I can honestly answer that and be like, this is my favorite book of all time, because it changes whatever mood I'm in. So the series, enjoyable series, and I haven't yet finished this series, but it's one that I could reread and enjoy it and laugh, because if anything makes me laugh, that's it. It has my heart. It's the Stephanie Plum series by Janet Ivanovich. Hilarious.
Really?
Yes, they're hilarious. But as of right now, because I'm in the mood where I want comedy and stuff, that would be my favorite series right now. And for vampire stuff, it would be Anita Blake.
I've never heard of her.
She's a vampire slayer. Pretty badass.
Okay. And what about standalone? No standalones?
Okay, so standalones. It's hard for me to pick one favorite. I would have to say The Night Circus, one of the most
Mm-hmm.
beautiful love stories. For
You've been
me,
trying to
I
get me to
think
read that for 15 years now.
standalone. I would also have to say Horns by Joe Hill, which, if you don't know, that's Stephen King's son. They actually made a movie from the book with Daniel Radcliffe. It's actually, I thought the movie was good, but the
Okay.
book, that's one of my favorites. What about you?
Okay, so standalone. Okay, so standalone would be Sweet St. Louis by Omar Tyree. It has a special place in my heart. And I didn't discover that until I was like in my 20s. But it just, oh, we lost her. Oh, she's back. Okay.
You're in the show? Okay. Oh,
So for me, it is Sweet St. Louis by Omar Tyree. It has a special place in my heart for me. It's not about nothing special. It's just a cozy book. I just love it.
oh,
Yeah, I love it. And at that time, Omar Tyree was my favorite author. I'm trying to buy all of his books that I read. I really loved all of his books. Like, I went back and read a lot of them, and they still hold true now as a 30-something-year-old woman. So he writes well, for me at least. And then
good.
favorite series. You know what my favorite series is? It's the I Got You to Read It.
Oh.
And it's so bad because I'm sitting here looking for the name, but I can't.
You got me to read it?
Yeah, Shonda Hahn is the author.
The Paper Magician?
No.
No.
She
Jared. That was Jared. The
yeah,
banjo guy.
Jared and Teague and that series.
That?
What was the name of Unenchanted? The Unenchanted series. I don't know why.
That.
It's not an adult book. I know it's supposed to be YA. For me, it reads like middle grade, but it's the cutest thing. I love it. I think it's great.
Enjoy the book. When you enjoy the series. Oh. That was a good that was a cute series. I enjoyed that one. I forgot about that one.
Wait a minute.
What? Mm-mm.
They're gonna have to vote. You guys, we already pre-recorded our book boys, our book blues, our book boyfriends. I'm gonna have to put Teague in there. I love Teague.
Do you have someone? Oh, Tarquin,
yeah, I have
right?
Tarquin. They're gonna have to vote on that one. I have to write that down.
though, but Tarquin.
I know. But I love Teague too. Teague was misunderstood.
Tarquin.
I can't believe I forgot that. Unenchanted.
Okay, Teague. Let's think about this on power level. Teague and Tarquin. Teague.
They were both Faye.
Tarquin.
They were both Faye.
Tarquin. No, but no.
No.
Tarquin.
I love me some.
We'll let them vote, and we'll look up fan art and stuff, and then
Yeah.
Tarquin.
You guys will see that.
Who was your actor for Tarquin? Who was your actor for Tarquin? We should do that. Don't worry about it.
We'll do that.
It's okay.
We'll
okay.
Yeah. So that is our introductory, Let us know, what was your favorite book growing up? How'd you get into reading?
Mm-hmm.
Even if you didn't, because some people don't even get into reading until they become adults. Tell us what got you into reading, where you are, what's your favorite genre? What is your favorite genre, by the way? Fantasy.
Okay, so it changes again. I'm a mood reader. So, but I love, so I would have to say between mystery, thriller, and fantasy. It's and horror, because I like, you know, I don't know. I can't pick. Right now, I'm in like the mystery bug. Like, I'm excited. I just got a few weeks ago, and it's my next read, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. So
Tell
I
me
would have
about
to
it. I've
say,
heard so much about it.
yeah. So you might just get sucked in after I read it. So
As we always do. My favorite genre is always going to be fantasy. I don't know what it is about fantasy. Just brings me joy. You know what? Fantasy and hood novels.
Yeah, you are
hood
all
novels,
about them hood.
The hood novels don't make sense. It has no rhyme or reason. I'd enjoy them. They're so outlandish. I'm just like, this never would happen. But I love it. I love it. It's amusing. It's entertaining. It's not something you have to really focus on and pay attention to. It's an easy read. So I love those. I love those.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay,
so you guys
let
us know.
And if you have any recommendations for horror, mystery, you know, just send them in. Send them in, because I'm ready. Welcoming with open arms.
Yes. Definitely going to get to that. So we will see you guys later. Thank you so much for coming. Like, share, subscribe.
You guys, each and every one of you guys. And if you would be ever so kind, like, subscribe, follow, whatever. Comment, let us know, you know, if you like what you're reading right now, anything.
Yeah.
We like to talk, so.
Absolutely, especially about books. All right, see you guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.